Okay, hello people. Recently there was an Overwatch tournament held by Steel Series. The format for this tournament was single elimination, and the teams playing were London Spitfire, LA Gladiators, Paris Eternal, and Boston Uprising. The LA Gladiators were expected to take this easily. What makes this tournament important? Well, not much makes it important. It was only for money, so you can't put too much thought into the outcome of it. But a few reasons we could give to the importance of this tournament are that Paris, London and Boston are all unseen teams. Unless it's from leaked scrims, we haven't seen anything of these teams. And then also, it's important for the Gladiators, as although we've already seen them, if they don't win this, it's going to be a very bad sign for this team. So how did the tournament actually go? Well, the first game played was between Boston and Paris. For Season 4, both these teams have made big changes. For Boston, after 2 horrible seasons, these changes were necessary, whereas Paris have obviously downgraded. After last season, Boston dropped Jerry, Axiom, Halo, and Mikey A. All of these are very necessary or mediocre losses, other than Jerry. Last season, Jerry was an obvious strong point, whereas players on the team like Halo are quite the opposite. I don't want to praise or criticise these players too much, as this video is about the tournament itself, not the team changes, so I'll move on. Paris have downgraded, no doubt, coming into Season 4. They lost all of their core Element Mystic players and coaches, who truly shaped their team last season. Now they have gone for full EU talent, obviously in a bid to go budget, and tried to make a quick buck through the European fanbase getting behind them. This game itself was scarily close for Boston. No matter how you thought this match would go, the fact is, looking at the rosters, Boston were looking to roll Paris. Paris are considered to be a bottom 3 team going into Season 4, whereas Boston are middle of the pack. So a confident win is what Boston really wanted here. The final scoreline was 3-2 to Boston, but honestly neither team deserved to win this. If both teams could have lost the game, they should have. Paris almost only played one style, a rushy brawly style, and looked alright on it. Anything else they touched was abysmal. Boston played a multitude of different comps, but they were extremely inconsistent. One point they would be stomping, the next they would forget how to left click. Either way, Boston win the final. But who would they be playing against? The next game up was the LA Gladiators versus the London Spitfire. This game, I feel, was expected to be even more one-sided than the Boston-Paris one. Not because London are worse than Paris, but because the Glads are a lot better than Boston. But I was wrong. This game was very tight. And as a London fan, I was pleasantly surprised by the result. Before we get to the game though, let's have a quick bit about the changes each of these teams made. London deleted their roster and picked up British Hurricane, the EU contenders' juggernauts, and slapped on Blase and Shax. Clearly another budget roster, but this time an actually decent one. Gladiators, on the other hand, are going for that crown. They got rid of their previous weak points by getting rid of Shaz and Bigoose, and replacing these guys with 2 of the best support players in the league, no doubt. Moth and Shu. They dumped OGE to Mayhem, and replaced him with yet another beast of a player. From Korean contenders, the beast that is Muse. This match should have been a steamroll, but wasn't. The final scoreline was 3-2 to the Gladiators, but London put up one hell of a fight. This game was not the finals, but should have been. In my opinion, this was by far the best game in the whole tournament. If you only have time to watch one match, watch this one. London's new kid on the block roster looked hungry against some of the biggest names in Overwatch of all time. So the final. This was a pretty boring one. The final was Gladiators versus Boston, and went as expected, 3-0 to the Glads. Boston were almost beat by blacklisted Paris. What were you expecting from this team after that? The only signs of hope for Boston were the fact that Gladiators went close with London, but this was more a point of London playing well rather than Glads playing bad. In conclusion, we really shouldn't read into this a ton. It was for money, meaning it holds more value than Scrimbucks. But we really don't know until the season actually starts. We've learnt that for all these teams there is still development and change that is needed. Gladiators should have rolled London. Boston should have rolled Paris. Paris should have played more than one comp. And London, well, London hasn't got Sparkar eligible yet. Thanks for watching all the way through to the video. This is my first video of like on Overwatch. So if you like it, please like. Comment below if you want me to do like VOD reviews of games or power rankings or whatever you want to see me do. I'm eager to get going with some Overwatch content, Overwatch League content and Overwatch content. Like whenever we get news on Overwatch 2, I'll do that kind of stuff. But anyway, thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed and catch you in the next one. Goodbye.